Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Darren Goodman from GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson. Today I want to show you how to play This Cowboys Hat from Chris LeDoux. This is a really good song for finger picking if you're just kind of starting out and with finger picking. You know, it does have some bar chords and stuff in it, so you know those aren't always easy if you're a beginner to guitar. But this is just a great piece for getting into finger picking. So be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look at this. All right, so the very first thing is let's kind of go over, for your your right hand, or your picking hand, maybe your lefty. This song doesn't just stay in groups of 4 strings continuously like a lot of stuff does. So you do have to, there's a little bit more of navigation you have to do between the strings, but it's not difficult, and with just a little bit of practice you'll have it down, and this is a really cool sounding riff. All right, so to start with, we have a B minor bar chord. So we're barring all the way across the 2nd fret of the first 5 strings with your first finger, then the 3rd fret of the 2nd string with your 2nd finger, the 4th fret of the 4th string with your 3rd finger, and the 4th fret of the 3rd string with your 4th finger. All right, so we're going to be playing the 5th string with our thumb, and this just goes 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, one other thing here I forgot to mention. So in this first measure, you're going to do this B minor, but you're going to actually raise your 2nd finger up for a second, so that would actually be suspended too. But keep that finger close by because we're going to put it back on. So we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, and then put that finger on and pick the string again. So I'm thumb, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, put that finger on, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. Now, that is the entire first measure except the very, very last note, the and of 4. This is all 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then for that and of 4, we're going to, with our 3rd finger, reach down and grab that 1st string. Then going into the 2nd measure, you're going to raise your 1st finger up so that you can get that 1st string open. So then it's going to be strings 1, 2, 3, 4. So that really goes along with the first measure is tied right into that. So so you have a little bit of continuity here. So starting from the 1st measure, 2nd measure, that's the first half of the 2nd measure. Then you're going to play the 2nd string with your 3rd finger, and then you're going to take that finger back, your 2nd finger off, to go back to the suspended chord again, and then follow it with that with strings 3 and 4. So that whole 2nd measure. All right, so that is the intro. So the whole intro, both measures, and it's repeated twice, by the way. So you'd play that riff a total of twice. Okay, and then from there, we go into the verse where the vocal starts. And so for there, we begin on the B minor chord. And this part, as far as the picking goes, is much more straightforward. So we're playing the 5th string with our thumb, the 4th string with your 1st finger, the 3rd string with your 2nd finger, and the 2nd string with your 3rd finger. So it's a simple PIMA pattern. Then we switch to an A over C sharp. So for this particular A, you're going to want to play it, by barring your 1st finger, not playing, this way or this way. As a general rule, I always play A with just by barring my 1st finger. I find it just much easier to make transitions and stuff. So we got that regular A, but we're going to change the bass note to C sharp. So we're going to pick up the 4th fret of the 5th string with our 3rd finger. And same pattern, same strings, PIMA on strings 5, 4, 3, and 2. So that whole first measure, we got. Then starting on the second measure is just A, so we simply just remove our 3rd finger, do the same pattern, and then back to a B minor, but we're going to take our 2nd finger off, so it's like the B suspended 2, and we're going to pick the 5th and 4th string with our thumb and 1st finger, and then we're going to get the 2nd string with our 3rd finger, and then hammer on that back to the 3rd fret with your 2nd finger to make the B suspended 2 into B minor. So that whole second measure. All right, so that's the first 2 measures of the verse, and that is repeated. So you play that whole sequence twice. So you got the. Then going on to the 3rd measure of the verse, which is actually measure number 5 on the transcription. We're back at B minor, and the same thing, strings 5 through 2, PIMA. Then to a D chord. So we're going to move our, still PIMA, but instead of strings 5, 4, 3, 2, it's 4, 3, 2, 1. So we just simply take your right hand and just shift up. So that measure goes. Now we have a kind of a strange chord here too. We're going to transition from the D. You're going to move your index finger, your 1st finger, from the 3rd string to the 4th string. So it stays on the 2nd fret. Then we pick up the 4th fret of the 3rd string with your 3rd finger, the 5th fret of the 2nd string with your 4th finger. And your 1st finger, actually, what you want to do, I should have said this first, but you actually want to bar that across the first 3 strings. Same strings we're picking with our thumb starting on 4, so 4, 3, 2, 1. So we P, I, M, A, and then we're going to take our 2nd finger and place it on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. So, and then take it back off and pick that string again, followed that by 2nd and 3rd. So that whole measure. And then from there, back to the B minor. we PIMA strings 5, 4, 3, and 2, and now to an F sharp minor bar chord. So we're just going to take our first finger we're already barring, and we're just going to move it up so we're picking up the 6th string as well. And then the 4th fret of the 5th string with your 3rd finger, the 4th fret of the 4th string with your 4th finger. Now when you see on the transcription, you actually don't even play the 5th string, so you don't necessarily have to put your finger there, but if you already know the bar chord for F sharp minor, it's much easier just to grab that chord even though you're not playing that note than to try to train your hand to grab yet another shape. If you don't already know this bar chord, I suggest that you just play the bar chord anyway, because it'll make things easier for you in the long run. So back to the B minor, we have, go to the F sharp minor. Our first, second, and third fingers continue to stay on the 4th string, but on strings 4, 3, and 2. But our bass note goes from the 5th string to the 6th string. Except I gotta actually change the chord. Okay, so this is measure number 7. We're starting on the B minor. Just PIMA strings 5, 4, 3, and 2. We switch to F sharp minor, and we switch our bass note to the 6th string, but our other fingers stay on strings 4, 3, and 2. So B minor, F sharp minor, and then back to B minor. Now on the original song at this point, that's where it picks up. That's where it goes into the chorus, but we're not going to get into that because this is all about just the finger picking part of it. So that whole verse start on B minor, A over C sharp, A, the B minor with the hammer chord, and you do that whole sequence twice. B minor, D, then that weird E suspended 2 chord, B minor, F sharp minor, and just back to the B minor to make it resolve. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that and hope you got something out of it. If you liked the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and there's lots of great videos on the channel, so be sure to subscribe. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and until next time.